Hello and welcome back to another episode of Oh My God, this van is still not done. So basically, let's show you a little tour of nothing. I just put up this insulation. I tried to keep probably about maybe a quarter inch to half inch of air gap between the actual metal wall, the foam, and the insulation. Of course, right now it's kind of pointless because these back doors are not insulated yet. But I pretty much got this done. The only area I didn't do is right in the front. Move this stuff where I'm going to be putting the vent on that side. But this has been the latest project. Has been the shelving little desk area. So as you can see, I got the top of this done. And I'm just using regular MDF board, particle board, to make this, and I'm gonna cover it with something. Now, top didn't come out that pretty, just because, I don't know, it's kind of lazy or whatever, but it's functional. So I'm sure that a person far better and more experienced than me can do a much better job. Now, of course, this is particle board, so there's that. But, like for example here, where I didn't drill through all the way and it popped up and it's starting to crack up here. I'm just gonna, peel that off, get some wood putty or epoxy, fill that in, and I'm gonna cover this with probably the speaker box carpet, just because I saw somebody else, his YouTube is BUGOUT Moto. He did that and it looked really nice. That'll clean up this stuff, and I won't have a problem with this. I'll just seal that, like I said, with epoxy. So this is fine, considering it did not come with this flip up. I was thinking about having it like a piano bench or something like that, having the on the side, but this works well enough. And these hinges were only, I think, like $2.50 or $3 at Lowe's. So I actually need to get another one for the other door. I just have this door mocked up. Right now, basically, I'm waiting for my drill to charge back up. So I can finish putting in this hinge, and then I gotta put in this other side, and I'll probably put them together with like either the hook latch or maybe one of the sliding latches. But there's a lot of space in here, which seems to be good for me. Is I have a cot, which I'm thinking maybe I can just figure out how to make a bracket for the cot. Connect it into the skeleton of this thing so that it can fold up and down. And I think the cots will probably sit about that high. And since it's pretty light, since I have it, I don't feel like just making a bed out of 2x4s and whatnot. Might as well use what I got, save a little bit of money. But I guess I can go over the cost. So, this is particle board, so it's super cheap. Downside is it is particle board, so you're gonna have stuff like that on the ends, but you can always fill in this stuff. This is just compacted sawdust and glue, just with more glue. So that's cheap. I think these were about $10 for what size was this? 1/2 2x4 MDF board. So it was about 10 and change, plus tax. So that's not bad. I was lucky that I had this already installed, but you can get these types of drawers and whatnot, or shelving units at like Harbor Freight for pretty cheap. So yeah, and the other biggest expense was the insulation, which I think the big roll was $35 at Lowe's. Home Depot might be a little bit cheaper. But actually, I think the biggest saving was this 1/4 inch R1 foam board, which to get this big pack, I only needed one pack, and I still have a good amount left that I can do. I'm going to fill in those gaps later, or I might just leave the gap and just cover it with the insulation, just to have an air pocket there. But this, I think maybe it was $20, something around there. So there you go, 20 35, and I needed another roll, so another roll. So that was probably maybe $150 worth of stuff, hinges, some nuts and bolts, $150, and tape and glue and whatnot. Although I didn't really use the glue, I'll probably use the glue more for this when I cover it with a speaker box carpet. See if this closes. Yep. And it closes flush. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video here because the other side is the exact same thing as this side. So I don't think you want to see this again. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll have this done. The next big thing to do, other than just putting in the bed rug and fixing this up, will be starting on the solar panels, which I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I mean, it is winter, so well, we'll see.